Hey guys, it's me. It's October 27th, 2020, and I thought it was time for a little update. How's everybody doing? First of all, if you're watching this video, you might have seen a new name to the channel, and you're probably thinking, who is that and who have I subscribed to that I can't even remember? So let me reintroduce myself. This is me, Nickasarbata, going through a channel rebranding, which is what I wanted to tell you guys about, but I thought, first of all, maybe I should do a little update and tell you what has been going on since you last heard from me. I've had quite a silence on YouTube for a long time. I was just looking at my videos, and the last sort of vlog style video I did was 3 years ago. It was a video called Should I Quit YouTube? It was something I was thinking about back then, and as you can see, I've had a much smaller YouTube presence since then. I think I've posted 2 other videos since then, but it's been a while. Life looks very different now, and I wanted to tell you about it and tell you about the new channel and what you can expect in the future. So first of all, there's a whole lot that's different in my life since my last video was made where I was talking to you guys, and I thought I wanted to briefly touch on a few of those points. First of all, this might look a little different than what you're used to. I am no longer in Austin. My boyfriend Andrew and I moved up to New York just weeks before the pandemic hit. Excellent timing. So we are currently up in New York, just outside New York City. If you could see out my window right over there, you'd see the Manhattan skyline. And we're in the process of buying a big house just outside of the New York City, well, inside the New York City metro. And that's kind of what this channel is going to be about. But before I get to that, let's backtrack a little bit. A lot of you guys have been following me for a really, really long time. In case you're fairly new or you're just finding this video today, I started my YouTube channel in 2006. That was actually when YouTube came out, same year. So I've been making videos here for a super duper long time. And some of you guys may have followed me since the very beginning. I think a lot of people found me when I started nursing school and made a lot of videos about nursing. And there have been all sorts of evolutions of the channel since 2006. Now it's 2020, and it's time for the next evolution of the channel. I think the new version of what you'll see here with Nick and Andrew, Urban Farmboys, is going to be a little bit more cohesive. You know, I started making videos a long time ago when I lived in Spain. I was basically just ranting in front of the camera and making video responses to people I followed. Do you guys remember the video response thing? The saddest day of YouTube was the day they got rid of the video response. But I did a lot of things about that. Then I came to the US. A lot of people found this channel through the Boyfriending Nick series that sort of happened when I met Chris, and we did these videos back and forth, and a lot of people kind of found us through that time. After that, we moved to Austin, and then the videos were about Austin, and all sorts of different things happened then. I used to do book reviews. Then I started nursing school, and a whole lot of my videos were about being a nursing student, which many of the people who followed us in the past were not interested in learning how to become a nurse. So it sort of diversified there, maybe not in the best way. I started running, I started making soap, I did videos about all kinds of different things. And then I just kind of stopped. I got a little bit disenfranchised with YouTube for a lot of different reasons. Started doing other things, and YouTube video making became kind of a thing of my past as I got interested in other things. I'm going to take just a minute here to pause and fill some of you guys in on maybe the elephant in the room. People who know me from before are probably wondering what happened with me and Chris. My channel and our sort of audience really grew exponentially during the time I was meeting Chris and from that point forward. And I haven't talked about that on YouTube. So I'm going to address things very briefly here as we evolve into the new channel. Chris and I separated 2.5 years ago. After kind of a long period of not being in sync very well. I don't really have communication with him. We occasionally communicate on an as-needed basis. That's about it. And that's kind of all I'm going to say about that. Sorry to disappoint if you wanted some juicy details. You know, the videos we made when we met were targeted to an audience, but they were a tiny, tiny little portion of what was happening between the two of us, as you can imagine. It was so much more than what we put on YouTube. Our relationship ending is not something I'm interested in sharing with YouTube, and I am 100% confident he isn't either. So that's really it. It's in the past. It was very, very sad when it ended. I have nothing but good things to say about him and wish him all the best. And I can't comment on his opinions because that's not for me to do. So that relationship is more than 2 years in the past. So, moving on. What's the future of this channel? So, as I mentioned, my boyfriend Andrew and I moved up to New York in January of 2020. I had always kind of thought I might like to come back to this part of the country eventually, and life sort of just happened and we ended up coming back up here in January. My goal was to find a house to buy kind of in the New York City metro, so we came up here, us and our 2 dogs, and we rented an apartment in Westchester County, which is just next to New York City, with the goal of kind of feeling things out and figuring out where I might like to buy a house. And that's kind of what we've been doing for the last 9 months, apart from a few other things, because then the world went to hell just after we got here. So we were in New Rochelle. We ended up moving to the very first place where coronavirus hit in the US. Somebody in this town got it, and then it spread, and it spread, and it has turned into what it is today. That was interesting. They called us the containment zone. We had the world's first drive-through COVID testing tents just over there somewhere, right about there. Excuse me. Clearly, this is an emotional topic. I can't even breathe while talking about it. But some good came from this whole situation too. You know, I'm a nurse and I came up here to work in some of the best hospitals in the world. I was lucky enough to get my dream job working for the hospital I dreamed long ago that I might work for. So although it's been an incredibly stressful year working in it where I do, it was a great opportunity, and it came apparently just at the right time. So that's been 2020. Other than my work, we've been on lockdown, can't do anything fun, can't go anywhere, nobody can visit us, we can't visit our family. You can all relate. But overall, this has been a great learning experience here since we got here in January. And we've also been able to find our dream home, which is what we want this channel to be about. So let's talk about that a little bit. We came up here from Austin, where I had a pretty big house in South Austin with a little yard, about 12 minutes driving from the downtown in Austin. And I loved everything about Austin. I've got it on my shirt. I've got it behind me. If any of you recognize what that might be, comment below. But I missed being in this part of the country. And so coming up here, I knew I wanted another house. I assumed with my budget that I would have to find a much smaller house than what I had in Austin, probably less land. I didn't want to be in the city. I'm not an apartment person. So we started our search. We're going to talk about all of that soon in coming videos. But we ended up finding the perfect place. It is quite the urban homestead. It's a big house. It's bigger than the one I had in Austin. It's got a pool, and the most exciting part for us is that it's on 9 acres of land. So we are both really interested in this homesteading journey. During the lockdown, when we couldn't do anything, I really kind of went back to YouTube and started following all sorts of people who were doing really cool things at home. And I was really most fascinated by some of the people who were working on homesteading and doing things and sustaining themselves. And that's kind of what we're about to get started doing. And if I hadn't had those videos to kind of entertain me during this lockdown, I really don't know what I would have done. Sometime into the lockdown, I kind of thought, you know what? I've got my YouTube channel. I really enjoy the platform. I should make content about our journey and our process too. And I think it might help other people, or it might provide entertainment or distraction, maybe some learning in there. So that's kind of where we're going with that. We are gearing up to move here in the coming weeks, and this video was kind of a video for my past subscribers to kind of explain what's been going on for people who know me from the past. Very soon we'll kind of launch the channel with all the new videos, and you'll be able to kind of follow along in our journey. But you know, I kind of wanted to take a minute, just me, to say hey to you guys, talk a little bit about the past and talk about the future. So if you're still there, comment below, say hi, tell me when you started following me or how you found me. If you're new, hey, this was just an intro kind of for the old people. And in the meantime, I haven't been active on YouTube for a long time, but I do post very regularly on Instagram. So if you want to follow me, it is my former YouTube name, which was Nickasarbata, Nickasarbata. You can also follow the Urban Farmboys on Instagram. I've just created an Instagram account for us. It's Urban Farmboys. You'll be able to find us on kind of all the social media platforms. If you search for Urban Farmboys, there's not a whole lot as of today except on Instagram, but kind of check us out. And I really am excited to share this new adventure with my boyfriend, Andrew, who you guys are gonna love. He is gorgeous and wild, and he's super fun. And can't wait to see how this develops. So that's what I got for you guys today. Good talking to you. Comment below, subscribe. There's a lot of fun stuff to come. Take care, guys.